All right, welcome back. Going to do a quick follow-up on this radio for Joey down in Kentucky. He sent it here with issues with the talkback being too loud. Well, it actually sounded good, but it squealed when the mic gain was all the way up, and he wanted to alleviate that, so we've alleviated that a little bit for him. Also complained about the radio since day one, since he bought it. That the radio, everybody complained that the thing was just absolutely sounded horrible and it was way too loud and distorted. Okay, so we've got that all straightened out. We showed that in the previous video, and you could hear what it sounded like going through the coax. It was absolutely horrendous. Okay, this thing had just about every modification that you could do to a radio done to it, and I'll explain that in a minute. So we'll just show you right there. We're right on frequency 27, 20, 50 within 1 hertz. Okay, 1 or 2 hertz. Okay, absolutely perfect. So if you saw the previous video, you saw how this radio looked. Okay, and the reason why it looked that way, like I said, this thing had just about every snip and clip type of modification that we've seen out there. Okay, and I can't believe every single one of them was done at the same shop. He bought this radio brand new and never took it to any other shop. So what they did is they clipped out TR32, which we all know is a common component to be clipped out. Okay, they also added the diode to, let me get that focus in there, the diode to R238. All right, and then they put in the NPC mod. Okay, and they had that hidden in the radio pretty good. They didn't do it on the bottom of the radio. They did it up on the component side. So that one actually was catching me off guard. I pulled the volted finals out. I replaced TR32, R249, and I'm still getting the wishbone look on the scope. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So digging around a little bit, we finally discovered that little device there tucked away in the corner. So got that out of there, got everything back up and running the proper way. And Joey, I don't think you're going to have any issues with anybody complaining how this radio is going to sound. It's a very, very strong radio. So anyway, we'll just show you how it looks on the scope and the analyzer real quick, and then we'll show you the power she's doing, and we'll show you how the talkback sounds. Okay, so right now we're at 1.5 watt dead key. All right, got a 1.5 on low. On medium, we got it right up around 5, just a shade over 5, and on the high side, we're running it right up there around 10, just a shade over 10. That's where she tuned in really, really well. So we'll put a 1 kilohertz tone into it, show you what she's looking like. Okay, there's your low, and we'll go to the medium, and that's the high. Of course, it went off the screen because I didn't pull it back down. We'll show you, we'll give you the medium. She's got some pretty good audio, okay? Especially on the low and the medium. Coming in really, really nice. I'm very surprised how strong this radio is. So just a shade over 100% on your positives. Right there, 100% on the negatives, and a shade over on the positive. So she's a good, robust little radio without any positive peak type work done to it. So we'll show you what she's doing on high instead of just okay, not so much on high with the audio, just a shade over, but still looking really, really well. And like I talked to you about it, I suggest to run this radio on medium. You're going to get the best performance out of it. Okay, that's your medium. Okay, she's got some good audio, nice and clean on the spectrum analyzer. Okay, again, If you notice on the analyzer on the previous video, the noise floor was just slightly higher than what it is right now, so you're not getting all that internal noise out of the radio from having those finals volted up like that, okay? And I know, Joey, I just, again, just compare the other video to this video and look at those waveforms, okay? It's, you know, it's 200% better than what it was, okay? So on the left side meter, Joey, that's a 10 watt slug. On the right side, we're going to run the 50 watt slug. So she was doing, with all those modifications, that, and I explained it to you over the phone, how all those modifications, all they do is create harmonics off frequency. But the watt meter still picks up those harmonics as power and makes the watt meter swing higher. It's a common thing in the CB radio world, and it doesn't, it looks good on the watt meter, but it does not sound good and does not look good on the scope and on the analyzer. So, and the most important thing is how it sounds on the receiving end, okay? And this thing is going to sound phenomenal. I can guarantee that. All right, so we'll just start off on low, 1.5 watts. And your high is at 5. I mean, sorry, that was your medium. And there's your high, just a shade over 10, okay? Now we'll show you on the right side, Joey, that's, like I said, a 50 watt slug on the right side meter. We're back on low. Mic gain wide open, okay? Mic gain's wide open. And power's on low, okay? Yeah, low. Breaker, breaker, breaker. Audio check 1 2. Audio check 1 2 1 2. So she's got some pretty good audio on low. Again, I recommend running it on medium, but medium or low is where you're going to get your best performance out of this radio. Okay, we'll go up to the medium setting, and only because you know, on medium you got a 5 watt dead key, which will be a little more punch. You know, than the 1.5 watts. So it just make for a good, powerful little radio, okay? So there's your 5 watts on low. Hello, breaker, breaker, breaker. Audio, check 1 2 1 2. Audio, break, break, break. So bouncing up there over 40, hitting the 45 mark, which I'm very, very surprised. You know, this radio's a really, really strong running radio. Not always do they get up to that level. They're usually running about 35, maybe bouncing off of 40. So got a little more out of it, okay? And then we'll go up to high. Okay, there's your 10 watt dead key. Hello, breaker, breaker, breaker. Audio check 1 2 1 2. Audio, breaker, breaker, breaker. And bouncing up there over the 45 mark, okay? So, like I said, very, very strong, very robust radio. She tuned in very nice, as you saw, and she's running real well. So let's go to your talkback and how it sounds coming out over the air. All right. So we'll get you set up here. We'll start with the talkback. Okay. So the complaint was with mic gain all the way up, talkback on, obviously with a little bit of echo in there, you were getting squealing. Okay, now we've got it. Hello, hello, breaker, breaker, breaker. Audio check 1 2. So that's with an external speaker, Joey. Mic gain's wide open, and she's sounding really, really good. So I'm just going to unplug the external speaker, and we'll go with the radio speaker. Hold on. Okay, so that's with the stop speaker in the radio. Still, it just did squeal a little bit, but I can put the microphone right down there by the radio. Might get a little bit, of course. That's bound to happen. But audio 1 2 1 2. That's with the stock microphone. I'm sitting right in front of the radio, and we've got no feedback whatsoever. Okay. And you say that you're going to be running a 198 Ranger microphone on it. We'll put one of those in. Okay, it's the 198, just to show you it's gonna. And that's on high power. I'm just going to go down to medium power. We don't need to be running it on high power. So, again, mic gain wide open, talk back on. external speaker on the radio. Hello, 1 2. Hello, 1 2. 1 2 1 2. And you get no feedback, okay? I think you're going to do pretty well with that. I'm going to put the external speaker back in just so you can hear it. I know your speaker in your truck is mounted right up over your left shoulder, so it's going to be pretty close to the microphone. Hello, 1 2 1 2. That's with the external speaker, and we'll go right up to the speaker and see if we get it to squeal. Okay. I'm right up against the speaker now, no feedback whatsoever, and it's got some pretty good talk back. You'll be able to hear it and adjust your echo accordingly. Again, like we talked on the phone, these radios come with very, very low talkback. So to put a talkback modification in these radios is a good thing for the people that like talkback. Not everybody likes it. A lot of people do, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get it to work right. So we toned that back for you, so you can definitely run it on full mic gain. Okay. Anyway, so now we'll just show you what she sounds like out over the air, coming through the coax. This is not a bench radio. Okay. We've got a whole different setup here than using the bench radio, because you get a lot of feedback through bench radios, and we've kind of eliminated that problem. Okay, so here we are right now. We're going to go on low, mic gain all the way up. Okay, hello, audio check, and we'll go to the medium setting. Hello, audio check, break, 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 1 2 1 2, and then we'll go to the high setting. Hello, audio. Hello, audio, check, 1 2 1 2. Okay, and with echo. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Break, break, break. I don't know how well you can hear that, but and then we'll go with the talk back on all at the same time. Okay, break, 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 and we'll shut the echo off. The talk back off. Hello, breaker, 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 with echo. And now we're gonna go without the echo. That's on high. Back down to low. Should be sounding nice, good, crystal clear. Okay, so big difference in the way this radio sounded when you sent it here. So anyway, that pretty much covers everything. The receive came in really, really well. Not the best in the whole wide world, but it did come in just a shade over a half a microvolt. We like to see if we can get it in at a half a microvolt, but couldn't quite get it down there the way we'd like to see it. But still very, very good on the receive. And yeah, so you got yourself a whole different radio. We cleaned all the knobs, cleaned the faceplate up for you. Cleaned it up a little bit. I know you're in a dusty environment and everything, so it probably won't stay clean for long. But hey, it looks good now anyway. So. Hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, Joey, we've got your striker here. We're working on that. We've got that receive issue with it. We'll try to get that straightened out as soon as we can. We'll get this one packed up and back to you so you can play with it. And that'll be it. So hope you all enjoyed that, and we'll catch you on the next one.